Okay, so Saki has been out since November 10th. Can you believe it's been that long? And really since Fiona came out, and especially Yulon, she pretty much was removed from the Meta Frost Comp team. But I want to say she is very, very valuable and still viable, especially for newer players that have just started the game. There's a lot of new players that are playing on PlayStation 2, and in addition to that, she's now on the standard banner, making it easier for you to be able to get one with practically no investment. So if you are a Frost main, I would highly suggest that you get Saki. I wouldn't go out of your way to try again. Definitely don't spend any type of red nucleus on her or any premium currency, but get her, I would say at least A1. If you can, get her A5, and I'll explain why. So I use the, I guess, pre-Fiona Frost Comp for all my solo content. So my joint operations, Frontier Clash, so on and so on. Just because it's so much easier, I don't really need to think when I'm doing stuff. It's just a quick grind. And the main reason is because of her skills. So I'm not going to cover her whole kit again because she's kind of old, but her A1 does skill resets. Very, very critical for Icarus to have that. But I want to point out her A5. So her A5 will freeze time. It basically triggers a Fantasia, and within Fantasia, not only do you do more damage, but it is pretty much a time stop. Everything stops, and when something stops, you're not taking damage. So when you add that in addition to a bunch of iframes between Alice and Icarus, you're almost invincible. You do get hit every now and then, but then here's the next part too. With her skill, when you use her skills, and again, you're cycling through skills so fast, you do a little bit of HP recovery. Now it's not that much, but because you have a lot of iframes, you're slowing the enemies down. They're not even doing that much damage to you, that you're able to pretty much keep your health almost max all the time. And then when you pair this up with Icarus, who also has some self-healing, you're almost at max health all the time. So I'm going to show an example here using Joint Operation 7. I could do 8, it's just 8 takes a little bit longer, and I just want to get in there and get it done. I don't necessarily care about the drops. I've given up on trying to get any type of Matrix C drop a long time ago. So again, the key thing with Saki here is trying to keep the boss still. So I triggered a Fantasia. That was through dodge, but I could have triggered that through Saki. And then I mobilize her, and then I start going through the rotation with Icarus, Alice, and then back into Saki. And each time I'm doing this, I am immobilizing her. I'm not even worried about the breaker bar. Normally, I can keep her, I guess, perma stunned or perma frozen and rooted. This case, she kind of escaped me, so now I'm having to deal with her running around or flying around everywhere. But again, I trigger Fantasia with Saki, go through the rotation, and then I should finish her off. But again, she slipped by me. But it is a good example. You can see that now I'm starting to take damage, and but because Saki has a little bit of health regen as well as Icarus, I start increasing my health pool again and then finish the boss. So I'm going to do the same thing again, but this time I'm going to use a non-Saki team. So it's going to be Yulon, Icarus, and Alice. And as you can see, I pretty much start off the same, but now I cannot keep the boss trapped. I can't trigger Fantasia, I can't root him, so now his boss is just kind of like flying all over the place. So even though I'm doing more damage per hit, because I can't lock the boss down, I'm actually doing a little bit less damage. So I was able to get the boss locked in here, but now again she's going to start flying around, so I'm having to deal with her just moving everywhere. And then also with Icarus, his skill is basically stationary. It's in one spot. I can move that with Saki with the skill resets. I can't do it with this team. But again, as you can see, I'm doing more damage per hit, but I'm doing less damage over time because I'm unable to lock this boss down. I'm also taking more damage because Saki is not healing me up. So I have to rely only on Icarus to be able to get some, I guess, life regen back. So since I wasn't able to break the boss and do enough damage, I now have to wait for this boss to do its special attack. So during this whole time, again, I'm doing 0 DPS. And I'm at less than half health. So now I go in, I'm going to start doing my attack with Yu'lon. Again, Yu'lon hits so freaking hard. Just continue to go through my rotation, and I should be able to beat this boss. But again, the boss, I have no way to lock it down and starts moving around. So if this was JOA, it actually would have been a little bit difficult. I probably even would have died. But with Saki, she just makes it so much easier. Now here I'm just going to show soloing one of the world bosses. Again, my level's only 80 right now. I didn't increase it yet. And again, I'm not doing much time, so this takes a long time to actually solo this boss, and this boss reset on me twice. But I think it might have reset because, again, I'm able to lock this boss down. I'm able to make it stop attacking me, stop moving me. I think maybe the game thought I was cheating or it was stuck, and then it reset. I notice I don't get that many resets when I don't use Saki. But you can see, just take a look at my health bar. It's barely moving. So right there I did take a hit, but I'm pretty much about to top it all off again. The boss is not doing any damage. Again, it's like frozen, it's stuck, and I just kind of rinse and repeat until eventually I kill the boss. And then let other people reap the rewards. So now I'm going to swap to my Yu'lon team, and you'll be able to see that I can do a lot more damage, but I'm also taking more damage too. I actually have to play, I have to try to avoid some damage where possible. And you can see I took so much damage here that I actually had to run away myself to reset my health, and then I was going to go back in and test it out. So the second time around, again, I can't play as if I had Saki on here. I actually have to play around boss mechanics to try not to take as much damage. Yeah, I don't even need to think about that with Saki. It's not that it's really hard. It's just I'm actually having to try. So again, I think Saki is still very viable. She's not top DPS. There are better teams out there, but if you're doing a lot of solo content, she does make it much easier with very little investment. Also, her matrixy set is actually pretty good. Again, it's not the best. There are better ones out there, but it's pretty much free now. So I'm actually going to use my currency to pick up 2 more Saki matrices and to build out my set. So if you're a whale, obviously you don't want to do this. You want to try to maximize your DPS as much as possible. But if you're a free-to-play player, especially a new player, and you have her, I mean, she's going to make your overall kit very good. She just brings a lot of utility to your Frostcomp team. I would not count her out, especially for solo content. Hey, let me know what you guys think. Do you still find Saki useful in 3.1, 3.2? Are you still using her? Or do you find just something else entirely better? So anyways, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.
Saki, we have a situation.
Understood. I'm ready to head out to the scene.
Your ride is just up ahead.
I won't let you threaten the peace of the city! Reporting in. I've taken care of the disturbance. Mission complete.
The superhero live-action TV drama is starting in 5 minutes.